Last question, sir. Like people who are coming in this field, in the world of osteopathy, uh, people who are just graduated or just start practicing osteopathy in this new field, what are the messages you want to say to them?
The message is, you graduate
Including me.
Pardon me?
Including me.
Including you. How would I not include you? The message is, Peter Armitage said something to me. Peter Armitage and Stuart Korth founded the Osteopathic Center for Children in London, and they had a royal endowment. I interviewed them in 2008, I think. And Peter Armitage, wonderful, wonderful osteopath. Stuart also, he said something when I interviewed him that I would have given the same answer to. And at that time, he was, I think, 25 years in. Now I'm over 30 years in myself. And he said to me, Steve, you know what? When I graduated, I kind of thought I had it all together. And then I realized, you know, a year out, 2 years out, I'm practicing very differently. And then a couple years from then, I'm different again. And then a few years, I'm different again. But the differences seem to be subtle, but huge. Okay? And at the time when I interviewed him, he was 25 years in, he said, I'm still changing. There are energetic changes. There's changes in you and your skill and your sensitivity. So you never know it all. That's why it's a practice. Okay, you never know it all, but we're all going different directions. So I would say to you, and I have said this to you also privately and personally, the energetic aspects of osteopathy. Cracking backs and necks, this is a very understandable skill. Moving the spine this way, moving it that way, it's very understandable. Probably the easiest scientific thing to explain of what we do. Doing everything else becomes harder and harder to explain soft tissue. Explaining cranial, mostly what I do is cranial, visceral, myofascial, and it's all from an energetic base. That's what my practice has been for a long time. I know how to crack necks, but nobody's interested in coming to me to get their neck cracked. They can get it from 1,000 other people. But they get from me, they can't get from 1,000 other people. So I felt cranial rhythm, visceral rhythm, these things, these deeper aspects of the body that are difficult at best to theorize why we feel them and why they work from certain people. Not everybody who does cranial is getting these results. There's an energetic component to it. There's an energetic underpinning of what's actually happening when fascia is moving. That energetic component depends on the other set of hands and the patient, what's happening between us. My skill level and also what's happening between us. So I always felt that that was at least 30% of what I was doing. Moving cranial bones, moving organs around, moving fascia around, and then feeling energy moving around and tissues moving around, things that are very subtle and unprovable. And then, as you well know, almost 2 years ago, my son died in front of me. And it broke me. Completely broke me. And I'm still here. I still enjoy life. A lot of things I want to do, and things that I laugh about. But there was a fundamental string, something that got ripped away. Not trying to find the good out of the bad. Not trying to find the good out of the bad, but something happened as a result of that. I don't have any illusions at all, except that it's energy moving through us. That at the moment you're touching the patient, regardless of what theories you're using, and the theories are important, they're your starting point. It is just a realization that you can move energy, you can influence it, you can push it, you can pull it. Energy's totipotential. What's popular today in medicine? Stem cell research. Put stem cells where they need to be, and they'll become what needs to be, what the body needs. No one understands why that happens, actually. We know it works, we don't know why. Energy's totipotential. I can't make you be well. I can't thrust healing upon you. This is between you and whatever you believe or don't believe. But there's something in you that's keeping you alive, standing right now, doing this interview. The moment that energy pin gets pulled, you're no longer here. I'm very aware that when I touch you, I'm in touch with that. And I was maybe 30% aware of that before. Thinking about other mechanisms and how this is working, I don't need to think about any of it. Without energy, there's nothing. Again, this is a realization. Not a realization I wanted to have. Rather go back in time, wish my son was alive. And I didn't understand what I understand, yet here I am. So I want people to understand this. Understanding moving bones and all that, okay, fine, there's millions of people doing that. You want to understand cranial? Now you get into a smaller group. You want to feel cranial rhythm? You want to feel visceral rhythm? You want to feel fascia move? We're getting into a smaller group. You want to realize that you can make it move by your intention? We are in a very small group. It's never going to be popular. Not everybody wants to take the time to do that. You want to know why doctors are not interested in investigating and healing? Because they're trying to make their car payments and more patients are coming in than they can possibly handle. And everyone is aggravating them. Okay? So not everyone's going to be a searcher. Some people are. I've always been a searcher. I've always been interested in this. And then I got pushed off the cliff. That's what happened to me. But I want to share what I understand with people who really want to know. If you don't want to know, go on. You'll have a place for helping people, and you'll be an osteopath. You don't have to be working at this level to be an osteopath. We're all at different places. But I got pushed off a cliff, and I understand something very clearly. Dr. Fulford always talked about energy. I didn't even realize this until much later. Dr. Fulford was the best that I ever saw. I never deified anybody. He didn't believe in a cranial rhythmic impulse that there was. I just assumed he did. Mm-hmm. This is the big cheese getting up there talking with Viola Fryman and all these other names that people maybe fantasize about, don't know. I knew them intimately. Well, I won't say intimately. I knew them very well, and I was instructed by them. John Upledger, I knew him intimately. He was a great man. Crazy, in my opinion, many of his thoughts. Very far out there, but he's the reason why people would seek us out. So this is my interest now at my age. I want to share this with people that are going to keep it alive and build on it from there. It's never going to be popular working in this way because it takes a bit of time. It doesn't take an hour. I see 2 patients an hour now because I'm a little older, a little slower. I used to see 3. But all the treatment gets done in 16 minutes. The rest is talking and answering their questions. So I don't even know what you asked me now, and I don't know which question I answered.
No, you answered well.
But everything is energy. So if you need to move their bones, fine, do that. That's a skill. If you want to get tissue to change, it's a harder skill. You want to move energy, it's not harder. It's a realization. I can help you to have that realization without having the tragedy that I had. You should never have the tragedy that I had. That's what I want to do with the time I have.
Okay, sir. Done for today.